Hi there, and welcome to this new tutorial in Autodesk Maya. In this tutorial we are going to show you how to make a clock that looks like this in Autodesk Maya. Of course, I'll provide you with these images that I am going to use with this tutorial in the description of this video, or on ultimatedigital.com/en. Now I'm going to show you a result of what we will get in the end of this tutorial. So this is the result that we'll get at the end of this tutorial. I will render it out to see the ending result, and the clock that we will get that looks much more, we can say, is much more similar to the image that I've just showed you before. I'm just waiting for the rendering right now. It may take up to 30 seconds to render it. 30 seconds, 35 seconds. That's what I got before. Let's wait for it. It will get, let's see, yes, 36 seconds, and this is the result that we are going to get in the end of this tutorial. Somehow the result that looks much more like this. Of course, the rendering will be with Mental Ray, so you'll only need Autodesk Maya, no plugins, nothing else. Everything is provided with the program. That's the result that we are going to get. And now we are going to start making this clock. Of course, I will make a new scenes to start making the clock. I'll close everything up. Go to the front view and import an image as an image plan. Of course, I've just saved the image, so this is the image plan that I've got. Change center Z maybe to -10. No, much more further. -40 maybe. Yes, -40 is good. -40. Yeah. So that we see the grid in front of the image reference. Now I'll go to the polygons and select a cylindrical object to make the base shape of the clock. Make its height, width. After I go to the input polycylinder 1, change the subdivision axis to 40 to make it much more smoother, like this. And now after that, after I've just got the basic shape, I click over number 3 and I see that if I smooth out, it will not look good. So I select Insert Edge Loop. Of course, you can get this tool from going to Edit Image, Insert Edge Loop tool. I've just saved it in my menu, so I can use it much more faster. I make 2 ones on the near to the edge of the object, so that it makes the shape look much more smoother. Now a little bit, maybe increase its size to make it much more smoother than how it was before, so that becomes a little bit sharp on the edge. Click over number 3, and that's the basic shape of the watch that we are going to make. Now I'll select the shading tool, choose faces, and select this area. Of course, I am increasing the shading area by selecting over number B. Now I'll choose the extrude tool, extrude it a little bit smaller, then click over number G, little G from the keyboard, take it much more inside, and click over letter G to make another extrude again. That's all. That's enough. Click number 3 to see the result, the smoothed result, and yeah, that looks good. Too good, actually. Now that after I finish this, I will go to the side and continue my work and put the objects that on the side. Before that, let me correct this edge side because it doesn't look good, and maybe I'll have some problems in the rendering, so I'll correct it. You can select one of the edges and double click over it so that it selects all the edges on the same side. After that, I'll take it a little bit down inside. Yeah, that's enough. That's a good result. If I click over number 3, it will look much more better. I'll go and make the 2 objects that holds the clock, the basic clock object. I'll make it here and make it a little bit down so that the object is being made. after that I go to the vertices. Sorry, before that let me correct its location. And after I go to vertices and make it look much more closer to the image that we have. Reduce its scale it down a little bit from the width. Put some edges on it so that it looks much more smoother. If I want to smooth it out later, yeah, that looks too good. After that I select that object, and I'll try to duplicate it and make a reflected duplication of this object on the other side. So I will click over Control D. After that I'll go to scale, maybe Z, and make it negative. Sorry, not Z, it's a scale X. Yes, X. And make it instead of 1 I'll choose -1 so that it will be on the other side. And now I'll just transform it and put it on the same place as it's in the image, so that now it looks somehow too good. After that I'll make these two spherical cylindrical shape above the clock. So I'll put it back here, maybe rotate it, click over the letter E and rotate it, maybe scale it up a little bit, and yeah, it looks good. Scale it up much more. Now it looks good. Yes, that's a good place. Now I will try to insert two edges in the upper area and the down area of the cylinder that I've just made, and after that I'll see how it looks from the perspective view. It looks much more good. So now I'll duplicate it on the other side. So I click over Control D, and after that maybe scale X. No, not scale X, doesn't work. Maybe scale Z, make it negative. Doesn't work. Yeah, the reflection. Make the reflection negative from 29 to -29, and now it looks much more better. And that's all for these two things that hold the rings of the clock. Now after that I'll make this thing in the middle of in the center of the clock. It's a square shape, of course, smoothest square shape. So that increase its size, make the square, put it here. Maybe right now make all the objects that I've made in the center of the clock. Yeah, that's good. Now let's correct the shape of this object. Maybe put two eights on the sides of the object to make it look much more smoother later. As you can see, I make it on all the eights. Yeah, that looks good. Right now go to the object view again. If you can see, its width, it's not like this, so I will scale its width to make it look much more closer to the result that I have in the image. Maybe I select the faces and make an extrude to make a shape that looks much more closer to the thing that I have there. Maybe that. I'll select the upper face again and extrude it again. No, sorry, scale it down first, and click over G to extrude. Place its size, make another extrude, and yeah, that's somehow a good result. That looks much more similar to the thing that I want. Maybe extrude it much more higher, and yeah, that's good. That's enough for me. I go to object mode of this object and go to the front view again and put another cylindrical object over the square object that I've just made. Put it in that place. It looks somehow good. And now I'll also put another edge loops on the sides of the object. If you can see, I'm using Autodesk Maya 2012, so maybe it's much more different from Maya 2014 and the new modeling tools that have been showed. I'll make two spheres right now on the edges, one on display on one of the side. The reason I'm making the sphere because the shape, if you can see the shape in the background, looks much more as a half shape. So I go to the inputs, maybe enlarge the subdivision axis of the sphere, cut the sphere into two halves by selecting the face edge, the faces of the polygonal sphere, and rotating it. And now I think it looks much more better. Maybe scale it a little bit down. If you can see it looks a little bit good. Yes, much more closer to the result that I need to get. If I select the faces, it's if you see it's open in this from the inside. I think it should have a little bit much more thicker shape or edge. So I'll try to select all the vertices of this object, make an extrude and see if it works. Actually, I think it's working. Yeah, it's not working well, so I have to fix this. I think, let's see, where is the problem? There's a problem, of course. Oh yeah, click over Control Z to see where the problem has been showed. Let's see. Oh yeah, the problem is the rotating. I had to rotate it -90 to make the vertices of the object in the upper side, and now I will cut it into two halves again as before. Okay, I'll select it again and faces. I select the faces again and delete it, and yeah, it worked. Right now, select the object view, and let's see if it will work right now. I'll take it back to where it should be, rotate it and scale it as before. Let's see, yeah, I've selected it. And now let's select the faces and see if it will work, because before it didn't work. Let's see now if it works. And yeah, it worked. As you can see, we made the edges look much more thicker than how it was before. Yeah, it's working well, no problem. Right now, I think this is enough. Yes, click over number 3 to see how it will look after the edge. Yeah, it looks too good. I have no problem with this. And right now, I will make it perfectly fit with the shape that it was before. I'll make it. I'll duplicate it and make the rotation over the Z-axis into negative, and make the other, from the other side. And let's see. It looks much more closer till now to the clock, but it still needs a lot of fixes. So I'll choose a polygonal pipe and make this pipe here to see how to make the shape that you've got, the holder of the clock. Maybe increase its size. I'll select I'll select the CP and make it the center pivot. After that, change the subdivision axis to 5. Yeah, 5 is good. That's good. And select the edge tool and edge loops. And if I click over number 3, as you can see, it looks much more closer, but I still need a lot of fixes. So let me make it until I get the result that I want. I'll put edge loops on all the sizes, all over the edge. Sorry. Click over number 3. It looks much more better. Maybe make another one from the side here. Yes. One down. Click on number 3. Yeah. Now it looks much more better. I'll select this object and put it in its place, which is here, as you can see. Maybe rotate it a little bit, and I'll make it 29 as the object which was before, and after that maybe scale it down a little bit until it fits the design that I've made. And yeah, it looks good. Now all I have to do is to correct its location and make it here. Also correct the locations of the spheres later. Yes, I correct the location of these two half spheres to make it in the middle. And yeah, that's good. Let's see, how will this look? Select the faces again. Maybe extrude these two faces. As you can see, I'm extruding this face now until I get the result that to make the holder of this one. I'll make another extrude by clicking over the G letter and make it a little bit higher, rotate it until I get the shape of the holder. Another extrude again, another one with the rotating it till I get to the half, which is in the middle. That's enough for me. Yeah, till here. And now I'll select the object view, click over number 3 and see the result that I got. Yeah, it looks too good for me, no problems at all. Now after that, I think I will duplicate this one on the other side. So now if we no sorry before that we have to zoom out and delete this face, because we will make it connect with the other edge that you have just made before. And I have to also make sure that these two edges mix with my grid shaping that I have. And now I go to the mesh mirror geometry on the x axis, maybe plus x, and merge with the original. I'll select. After that, that's the result that I got, which will look a little bit good, but it still needs a lot of fixes. So I'll go Ctrl Z, I'll go connect border edge, and yes, that's much more better result. So right now I just have to fix some stuff, and one of them is the location. I'll go to vertices again, select this vertices, and take it back here as it was before. Maybe here, yeah, here is good. And I have to fix it a little bit, so I'll try to connect it much more closer like this, and yeah, the result is much more better like now. If I click over number 3, it looks too good. And also this one is fits the one that the sphere that I have in a good way. Maybe a little bit change its location, and now it looks good with no problems at all. Select this vertex and take it a little bit up. Now that's all. The modeling is ready for the clock. Now after that we will go to the second step. First let me go to the image that I've got and see this texture one, to take the image of the letters and also the the numbers of that looks inside the clock. I'll select only this area, the area that's inside, and then before that, I'll go to add a new material, and after that I'll select Lambert material, go to Lambert 2, the material that I've just made. Lambert 1 is actually for the whole object, Lambert 2 is for the object that I made. I'll change the color so that I identify it from the different one. I go to File, and then go to the image that I've just got before and import it. I click over number 6 to see it, and as you can see it's too much bigger for the one that I have, so I have to fix this. And but before that, let me select this area that I've just made, the one end, and go to the mesh extract to make it in another place, a different place from how it was in the object. As you can see, there are now two different objects, differ from each other. And now go to the window, UV texture editor, to edit the texture that I have and make it fit with the object I have. So I go to the UVs, select UVs by right clicking, select this area and make it only with the letters place. Maybe scale it up, scaling the UVs for my object up to make it fit with the texture. And now I think that's good. Let's see. Yes, it's too good. Fits with the design. Maybe a little bit scale it down, a little bit down till here. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. That's too good for me. I like it. And now go to assist a new material for the outer object, and I'll say MIA material, which is a metal object, and go to the presents. You should have these presets, and select Chrome present, and now render it as a first render. I'll select mental rate to render to make it look, and this is somehow the first result that we will get after rendering. Of course there will be a lot of fixes. So firstly, let me change the color and make it, I'll select the color chooser and select that color. Also I'll choose the reflection color to make it in the same way as how it was in the image, and that's enough. I'll select the other objects with the same shading material that I have, all of them, and after that I'll go to assist an existing material. I'll choose my material X1, which I have just made, and have the Chrome present. And now let's make the background of our clock, the studio of our clock. I will increase the width and the height of the plane that I've just made it into 30, and after that I'll scale it up, take it a little bit down. I'll go to the front view and take it a little bit down, maybe put it here, and take it back. After that, it looks good. I'll go to the edge view, select the verge edge, and the last stage of the site, I double click it over it. After that, I'll click over B and increase the fall-off radius. I'll choose from the soft selection to make the fall-off radius like this, and after that take it up. So now we get a radius result that looks somehow like this. Click over number 3 to take a smooth look of it, and that's good. Now increase the size much more again. Go to the assist a new material and choose a surface shader for this one. And from the surface shader, the outer color, make it ambient occlusion color, maybe white. After that, go to ambient occlusion. It should be existed with a mental ray section. Yes, MIA ambient occlusion. Choose the samples to 100 or 150. Whenever you increase it, be noted that whenever you increase the samples, it will also increase the rendering time. Go and make another camera. I'll name it shooting camera. And after that, this is the new camera that now we are using, and select this shape to see how it will look in the shooting camera, the result of it. I will go to the settings and make 640, maybe not, maybe let's say 360 as its width, and let's say, yeah, that's good, that's enough. Let's see how it will look. Yeah, it looks too nice for me right now. Maybe make it fit much more. Yeah, that's good. Now let's make let's go to the quality settings of the mental ray, and after that go to adaptive sampling and make the max ambient level to 2, so that we get a higher resolution of our image, and make a first render to see how it will look. Okay, now we're waiting for the rendered result. From the way that it looks till now, it looks too good, except the chrome material that you have just made. It doesn't look much more closer to the real look of how it look over the watch. So I'll fix the colors, maybe change the reflection color into a much more orange, white orange, something like this, and also the original color into, let's say, a darker brown dark color like this. And I will select only one side of the image to render it, and render much more, little bit better. Needs to be fixed, of course, but we will wait. Let me hide this UV first, and continue to see how I will get a good result of the one that I made, which is orange color, exact orange color, and see how it will look. It looks a little bit much more better, but still need to be fixed. Make another render and see. Oh, that's not good. Let's take it back and make another render again. Much more better, maybe higher color. Let's see. It's now much more close to yellow, but it's good. And now I'll take it a little bit down or up again. Let's see. After that, after I finish this, I'll go to the perspective view, and I'll go to render setting. I'll go to the options, to the final gathering. I'll enable the final gathering, and after that I'll come back to the top view and make two planes. So a plane that in the upper place of the clock, and assessing a new material for it. Assess a new material, and I'll select the surface shader for it and make its color a full white color. This will look much more closer to Studio One. I'll duplicate it by clicking over Ctrl D and make 4 ones of this one, of this two simple plane with a white surface shader. Select the 4 of them and make them on the upper side of the clock that I've just made. Make another one and rotate it to look like here, to be in this place. And after that, I'll go to the high quality rendering to see it. If you select high quality rendering, it will be all white. After that, let me go to the panels perspective and go to my image, make a render of it, and let's see how the new result will look like after putting these surfaces. This studio lights, that's how I can say, these images that I've made with the surface shader of white are actually with enabling final gathering will act as a light source. Now let me correct the color again and make it look much more better, closer to the color that I want. Let's wait for it. Now this one looks a little bit good. Maybe decreasing the glossiness to decrease the reflection and make much more glossiness in the reflection that I have. And now yes, we have the glossiness. Looks a little bit better. Increase it a little bit higher, maybe 0.5, 0.4. Make another render of it and see what we will get. Okay, we'll get a result that looks a little bit closer to this one. Maybe after that we will change the color from the brown, the hard brown, to a bit lighter color. Increase it a little bit. As you can see, I'm only reacting to the reflection color because that's what shows. Other colors are black in chrome material settings. Okay, that doesn't look good. Let me take it back to another color. You can choose the best color that fits you. I'm trying to choose a color that fits me and that looks much more realistic. And maybe not really close to the face color. No, that's maybe like this. I make render right now. Yeah, that's a little bit much more better. But let's fix it more. I've just made too many color samples. I've chosen one of them and I'll fix it. Maybe that's good. Let's see the result. Okay, that's good. Much more realistic. I will select the highlight only and see how it will look with the highlight only. That doesn't look good, so I will select it. I'll see the material to see how it look. It doesn't look good, so I'll select it too. Go to the reflectivity, decrease it a little bit. The glossiness, make it 0.3 and see how it will look. And now it looks a little bit much more better with good glossiness. So I will render the whole image right now because it looks much more closer and too good for me. Now we are getting a good, nice result for our clock. A nice 3D result. And now we have finished the modeling. We have also made a studio lighting for it, and also we added shadings for the clock that we have made. It looks too good, nice. That's the result that we will get. Much more closer to the result that I've made just before this time. Nice and good. That can be used. There are a lot of things that you can learn from this tutorial. One of them, fast modeling techniques with extruding tools and insert edge tool. I've also explained about how to make a simple studio. Of course there are much more complex studio. Let me make these white ones outside of the way so that they not show up in the result or in my camera. After that, make another rendering. Maybe change the color. Maybe change the color again. And now let me render it and see the result again. I'll wait for it. Wait for it. Again, wait for it. Let's see, 30%, 35%. Oh, that's a mistake. Let's change the color again. Okay, that's good. Now I'm changing the color, not the reflection, to make it look somehow like this, close to the real color, which is brown, too brown. And make another render until I get the final result that fits me, a good final result. And I think this is the final result that I like, a good final result for me. Looks too much nice for me. Nice background, Nice look. Closer to the real image. Yeah, that's the result that I want. I have no problem with it. 20%, 25%. It's now rendering. From the moment that I have enabled final gathering, the rendering became much more slower, but that helps with the lightings that I've just made before with the planes, if plane objects. I'll save the image, make it test through to see how it will look. And after that, so this is the final result. I hope that you've liked it, and thank you very much.